They say you can't be haunted by a place you've never been. That's not true. I first saw the house in a photograph. A letter came with it, delivered by a law firm in Massachusetts. My great-uncle Raymond Hargrove had died and left me a property in rural Maine. I'd never met him. My mother never spoke of him, but the letter said he was family. Said I was the sole heir. Said the house was mine. At the time, I was between jobs and barely hanging on to my apartment. So a free house, even in the woods, seemed like a gift. An answer. I wish I'd burned that letter. The drive up took 6 hours. The town was tiny. No stoplights, no gas stations, not even a diner. Just cracked roads and thick pine trees that leaned in too close. I stopped at a general store, where the clerk gave me a look like I'd told him I was going to live in the Overlook Hotel. Hargrove Place, he said. Didn't think there was anyone left in that family. I shrugged. Just me, I guess. He stared a beat too long, then rang up my supplies without another word. The house was farther than I expected, hidden at the end of a narrow gravel road that turned to dirt, then mud. My GPS gave up halfway there. I found it only because of the mailbox. Rusted, leaning, and still marked R. Hargrove. And there it was. 3 stories tall, colonial style, faded blue paint peeling off like dead skin. The windows looked wrong, too dark, too deep. As if they didn't reflect light, but swallowed it. Still, I told myself it was just old. Just isolated. Just empty. The key fit. The door creaked. And I stepped inside. The air smelled. Trapped. Like a place that hadn't breathed in years. Everything was dusty but strangely intact. No graffiti. No vandalism. As if time had stopped the moment Raymond vanished. I found his journal on the second day. That's when everything began to change. It was under the bed in the master bedroom, wrapped in waxed canvas. The entries were fragmented, written in increasingly frantic handwriting. The house rearranges. Not always, but enough that I know I'm not imagining it. Doors disappear. Windows show different trees. The clocks don't agree. I think something lives here with me. I hear it breathe. By the 3rd night, I understood what he meant. I woke up to find the hallway longer than it had been. The guest room door was gone. Just a wall now. I blamed sleep inertia. Maybe I was just disoriented. Maybe I didn't really memorize the layout. But the next night, the bathroom mirror reflected a different version of me. One with sunken eyes and a cut on his cheek. I touched my own face. Nothing there. I didn't sleep at all after that. I began hearing footsteps above me. Slow, deliberate ones. But there was no attic. I tried leaving the house the next morning. My car wouldn't start. I walked the road back to town. After 2 hours, I found myself standing in front of the mailbox again. Back at the house. I tried again. And again. Daylight faded faster than it should have. Shadows stretched in unnatural directions. The trees looked at me. I swear they did. I started to scream, just to make sure my voice still existed. That's when I met her. Her name was Mara. She was in the basement, behind a sealed door I hadn't noticed before. She'd been there for years, she said. Caught like me. The house chose people. And once you entered, you couldn't leave. Unless it wanted you to. Mara told me the house had rules. Don't trust the windows. Don't open doors that weren't there yesterday. Don't follow the music. And if you hear knocking, never answer. She'd broken Rule 4 once. That's how she lost her brother. We tried to map the house. Wrote floor plans, counted steps, marked walls with chalk. It didn't help. The layout changed while we watched. Once, a staircase rotated slowly until it led into the ceiling. Another time, the kitchen led into a forest at night. Not outside. Just a forest. Inside. We never opened that door again. Raymond's journal mentioned a heart. He believed the house had one. Not metaphorically. Literally. A room where it kept itself alive. Mara and I found it. Hidden behind a wall in the east wing. A pulsating, red chamber of flesh and wood. The walls throbbed. The floor was warm. And in the center, a black orb. Beating like a heart. We acted without thinking. We smashed it. Burned it. Screamed at it. The house howled. The floors buckled. The walls bled. I blacked out. When I woke up, I was outside. I don't know how long I was gone. My car worked. My phone had signal. I drove back to Boston and never looked back. I looked up Mara later. No record. No missing person. Nothing. Sometimes I hear knocking in my dreams. Sometimes I wake up and my hallway is just a little too long. Sometimes the mirror shows someone else. I never talk about the house. Except now. So if you ever find a letter with a picture of a house you've never seen, burn it.